All right, guys, welcome to a new episode on the Johnny 5 channel. We have John here, who was previously on the channel talking about his rate RP and giving some tips to you guys. So today we're just going to be sharing our experience post Navy career and any other tips that we can give you. And we'll just be catching up a little bit here, sharing, what we got going on right now first. And then we're going to be going into some Navy tips for you guys that can help you in your career if you choose to go in or if you're already in. So, yeah, man. What have you been focused on right now, post Navy?
So getting out, separating now. I've been focused on the stuff that I've always wanted to focus on, which is being an artist. I'm a professional hip hop dancer. I've been dancing for like quite some time, so I finally have the time to actually focus more on my craft. Also, too, been doing a lot of school. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur as well as an artist too. So trying to work on actually our platform. It's called Try Dogwood. And with me and my good friend, I'm the co-founder, and my good friend Javante is the founder. He's going to be, he's going to be getting out the Navy pretty soon, in a year or so. But pretty much, I've been helping him with that. Doing a lot of school, like focusing on code, like coding and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Awesome. And you using your GI Bill, right?
Oh, so you can use, of course, your GI Bill, but
Yeah.
this I use. I don't know if you ever heard of Udemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually use Udemy. It was something when I was in. I tried to let people know about it because Udemy is really cool because it's so many different ways Udemy can be used. That's really
Right.
nice. One of the big reasons I use Udemy is because, like I say, I'm going into, business and stuff like that. And I was always told, throughout my life, like, if you're going to do your own business, especially if it's something like this, like Udemy, like resources like Udemy, like go with those because it's your choice if you want to get a degree with business. But I always thought like the stuff I want to do really can't translate with a degree with business. So
Yeah.
Udemy's good. But I did check, my VA stuff. I do have my GI Bill.
Hmm.
I can get more on stuff. I can get into more stuff with GI Bill if you want me to. If you want me to touch on GI Bill.
I actually just posted a video on the GI Bill, how to get to it and sign up, get all the credentials and everything. But I do agree 100% on the business aspect because you can learn about business in school, but Udemy is definitely a key. Like doing courses, whether it's Udemy or a course that you're buying from someone, is you're probably going to learn a lot more in that realm
Yes,
by
absolutely.
studying that and taking action on everything you learn there compared to going to school for business. Just because it's like in school nowadays they have outdated information. Udemy is getting updated probably every single day with new content, new people posting and updating their curriculum compared to the schools where it takes years to get updated. So I definitely agree on that. Um, what are you guys focusing on with Dogwood right now, as far as getting it out to more people?
So right now we're still in the like I said, since I'm out now, and me and my wife we're helping my friend Javante, more with that as he's finishing his time and transitioning out of the Navy. We're kind of putting more of the vision into play. So like our vision with it is pretty much like inspiring people through educational content or inspirational creative content of whatever walk of life artistic that you do. um, you know just different type of news if you want to join, as long as it's inspirational and artistic. So that's why I was saying going back into the coding. He's of course, he's the founder, so he actually what's the word? He already has like the front page of the website and like the basis of the stuff, like not the full basis of it, but he's been kind of working on it already. So
Yeah.
me and we're actually learning more about coding and stuff like that, and helping him with it, but also too with the film aspect. My wife has picked up more into a passion with like film. I don't know if you remember meeting my wife last time we were in San Diego. She actually does a lot of film. So me being a dancer and always want to do like film, we started a new thing that I want to push out to the world that I really think no one's really doing, not even on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, any other platforms out there. And that just doesn't have to do with dance, but also like other concepts too. But she's hitting film more and coding, and I'm hitting the coding as well too. So uh, just to wrap up that question with that, we're pretty much just helping him on the coding aspect of putting up the website, and also any other stuff he needs us to do as well too, like any type of blogs that we might put on there. Already starting to work on those blueprints for those, and et cetera, et cetera. A
Okay.
lot of busy
Yeah,
with it.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, I definitely remember your wife was working on, getting those videos out and filming you and helping you out with your stuff as well. So that's cool.
Yep,
Um, Definitely. Did you get a chance to check out the gaming channel?
I did a little bit. I think I subscribed to it as well too.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm
Johnny,
going for Johnny 5 Gaming. I'm going for my goal for this month is 100 subscribers. I'm at 60 right now. So,
that's what's
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
That's good.
I've been focusing on it a lot. I mean, that's my main focus right now. Posting quality content. I was posting every single day on it, but I decided to take a step back and focus more on quality and quantity, and also experimenting with streaming as well on the different platforms. I mean, you know about Twitch and
Yes.
Mixer and the different platforms that you can stream on.
Yeah.
So been focusing more on posting videos, because at the end of the day, when it comes to streaming, people won't be able to see your content once you're done streaming, especially on Twitch. But other platforms like Facebook, and like I was just streaming over the weekend on my Facebook page, and people
Mm.
can go back to watch that, compared to if you stream on Twitch, it's gone once you're done. Once you log off, they can't really watch the past stream. There's no way for them to find it. So
Yeah.
just been experimenting with that. Um and then hopefully, my efforts will reach me to 100 subscribers on that. But
You'll
getting
get.
in yeah, getting into some tips for our Navy folks. Definitely anything from your experience off the top of your head, bro. What can you share with people that are currently in the Navy? Any tips that you can give them to help them in their career?
Um, like this is currently in the Navy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Currently in the Navy, and then we'll do people that are looking in from the outside, trying to decide if they want to go into the Navy.
I would say, as for currently into the Navy and going forward, whatever your decision is, I'm gonna use one of your favorite words that you use all the time on social media, and I really love it a lot because it's something I use too. Invest, 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 invest. I can't harp on that enough. Invest, and what I mean by is invest is not just invest physically, as in like, yeah, I know, I get it. When we look at the I word invest, we think like, okay, money. But what is really fully investing? Like what I mean by investing is like spiritually and morally investing in yourself. Of course, you're going to invest money. Of course, you're going to save money and look at different things. But let's say you're in the Navy and um, let's say you're in the medical field. Let's say, I don't know, you're a dental. I'm just, giving an example. Say you work in dental and you want to get out and you want to work in dental. Of course, you're going to do school. You're going to do, all different type of schools for, whatever can cross over into the civilian world and then get your qualifications for the stuff that can't. Just start looking at those things now. Don't wait until like 5 months down the line, because you can speak from experience, Johnny, that your last 2 or 3 years that you're thinking about, whatever it is of transitioning or retirement or whatever the case is, especially like if you're gonna get out, you're thinking about like, okay, like saving your money and where am I gonna be staying at. um, just as long as you stay in, whether you're getting out in the future or just you're just in it right now and you're not really thinking about getting out, still invest in yourself, whether it's school or um, doing different types of what do you call it, savings, different types of stuff like that. You just don't want to, because whatever the situation is, being in the military, one day it's going to end, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get out and you want to make sure that you have what you have, so yeah, invest. It's different ways I can go with that. I just invest.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely invest in a plan,
Yes.
because I mean, from you and I, we've both probably seen it where people don't have a plan, and
Yes. And
then they get caught up in the I'm gonna re-sign a contract because I don't have any other choice, right?
in, in my just is just my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
being political, I'm not trying to push on anybody. You're right. I was gonna get into that too. Like, you see it a lot. People that don't really have a plan and they just, say, okay, I'm gonna resign. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But the thing is that one thing you have to watch out for is that you don't want to burn yourself out,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of people don't think about. They just kind of go into the adrenaline rush, like, oh man, what am I going to do? And then they, re-enlist, redo that, redo another contract. And then when they're on that next contract, they just get so fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be in a position that you were just in, where you're saying like, oh man, like, I'm tired and tired of, if you're on deployment, so I'm tired of these different working evolutions, want to go home or whatever. And the thing is that about real life is that it doesn't matter where you're at, you have to invest in what you want. Like, if you want to be in a different situation, it's a little painful and it's slow, but invest here and there, and then you can move on to that next step.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
100%. So going on to people that are looking in from the outside, they're trying to decide if they want to get into the Navy, if it's the right choice for them. What tips do you have for them to, make that decision?
Well, let me think back on this one real quick. Because now, seriously, I was there for
Yeah.
like almost 13 years, so I'll try to give the best advice I can.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with some obvious stuff that you would probably agree with. If you walk to the recruiter's office, I know they say, and I'm not trying to be political about this. I know they say recruiters lie and all that stuff, trying to, stir up any bird's nest or anything like that. But just ask questions. When your recruiter's like, "Hey, join this branch," yada yada yada. Ask the questions. I would also say too, if possible, if you have any family members, and this is something I thought about when I got it. I never thought about it when I was,
Yeah.
already in. Like, I didn't think of, before that. So if you have family members, let's say you had an uncle that was in the Navy, or even if it's the Army or Marine Corps, it's all DoD. We're all brothers in arms. Just ask them how their experience was. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
of course, like, the system's going to be way more updated now, but it's once you look at talking to a veteran back then and seeing what you deal with now, and having people that are still in and see what they go through, there's still very big similarities. It's just the culture of the surface kind of changes, but the foundation's always going to be Department of Defense. So like if you have any family members, hit them up like, hey, how is this branch, or that you were in, any advice you can give me. And I would say for me, this is something I saw from my time being in, and this is just not trying to offend anybody. Once again, this is just one of those things. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm just one of our things that we're pushing. And Johnny, you know this as well too, because it's some stuff that you show within Dogwood. We push, physical and mental health, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying this for a reason. One thing I noticed in my time being in is I noticed that, and this is just disclaimer, not trying to offend anybody. I noticed a lot of people would join at an older age. Like let's say like you're in your 20s and you're an E4, E5, and you would see somebody coming in fresh out of a boot camp or the training school, and they're like 33, 34. I get it. I know times are hard, but just make sure that if you're in that situation, try to look for different resources, different venues to take to better yourself. The reason why I say that is that I'm not saying the military is not an option for you at an older age. It's just that, and you can speak from this too, John, it's just that when you come in, when you're younger, it's easier to mold you. So if you're watching this and you're an older person, just know that you'll, let's say if you're in your 30s and you get in the military, fresh into the military, and you're already going to have some physical challenges that are going to hurt your body physically and mentally. And even when you make it through that, okay, you graduated, congrats, now you're a part of the culture. So now you're going to go this command and you're 30 something years old. And it's not, I'm not even talking about a supervisor that's younger than you or anything like that, but it's a culture that you have to adapt to. It's easier when you're younger to adapt to these things psychologically wise, but when you're older, it takes time. It's kind of hard. And I guess you could say it's a double-edged sword. Depends on your background. You can be humble about it. Some people can, some people can't. But I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people struggle with it. So that's just some throwing older people thinking about joining as well too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And I had a few older people in my division when I was on the ship, and pretty much everyone got along. They didn't have any trouble taking orders from, younger people. But definitely, definitely you have to be prepared to adapt to that culture, and you need to be willing to adapt. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out for you in that case.
Yeah. And that's where I was usually, and you do see a lot of humility. You're right. But being a chaplain assistant I see the other side. I saw the other side of the aspect that other people don't see.
Yeah.
So a lot of these older people come into the office and they would tell us spiritually how they feel, that they wouldn't let anybody else know. So it's just something for older people out there that, you will have that humility that other younger people won't have, but there's still going to be pieces of you that it's going to be really hard to adapt versus when you were younger,
right.
especially physically.
Definitely. Yeah, I'd say for people that are planning on going in, definitely get a workout plan before you get to boot camp. Even though Navy boot camp isn't that physically demanding.
Yeah.
You still want to be in shape so that you're not struggling on that part, and you can focus more on the academic side, and make sure you're getting good grades in boot camp when you're taking the test, passing everything. It's just one less thing to worry about if you're physically fit, and you can focus on building up your mental side per se. And one thing I wanted to say as well, when you were talking about that, I was thinking, a lot of people are scared to ask for help. And you've probably seen it. A lot of people come to you, of course, when you were in, but you probably see a lot of people that are struggling and they don't want to ask for help just because, that stigma of, how people are going to look at them if they find out they ask for help. Definitely, reach out to your shipmates if you're struggling with anything, whether it's on the mental side, education side, if you're trying to pass a test. Like, even the small things, people are there to help you out, and they want you to succeed. uh, they don't want to see you struggle and fail. So, you have anything to touch on that?
Yeah. I was just gonna piggyback off of it. That
Yeah.
you're right. That's a good point. And this is also, I guess, it's for both of the sides you were talking about. Like, this is for people looking at getting in, looking on the outside, looking at getting in, and people that are in right now. Just to piggyback off what you're saying, do not be scared to ask other, people around you, your shipmates. In this
Mm-hmm.
case, if you're going to the Navy, don't be scared to ask them. Yes, I understand. And this, what I'm about to say is more for people that want to join. And you can probably agree with this too, Johnny, because you just said it in your own way. Yes, when you get in into the Navy culture, into the military culture, you're gonna see a lot of people that, and I'm say 50-50. You're gonna see people that you're gonna ask questions to, and then they're gonna kind of be mean to you, and then you're gonna see people that you're gonna ask questions to, and they're gonna be very helpful.
Yeah.
And even for the ones that are more auroraized, spiritually helpful, they might tell you some stuff that's not as helpful. And you'll just, where I'm getting at is that keep moving on to the next person. It's nothing wrong with communicating. In the military, you're gonna have to communicate anyways. It's just part of the culture because we do a lot of hands-on work and all types of big evolutions and all types of stuff like that. So you're gonna have to learn how to communicate. So please learn how to communicate with people. Don't be scared to make mistakes. When it comes to like communicating people with communicating people, don't get discouraged. I would say that's the number one thing. If you're gonna get in and you want to join, or if you're in now, please don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
Like just like you just said, try to reach out to someone because knowledge is power. It's a really powerful thing. And always had a Navy chief tell me this when he was in. He said, "Inspect what you expect."
Mm.
So that somewhat means like it's kind of going back into investment again. Like what you invest in it's what you want to do is all you. So if there's certain things you want to do in the military or certain things while you're in that you want to do it, but it has to do to you transitioning or whatever the case is. Everybody's case is different. In this case, is another way to say it. Please don't be scared to ask those questions. I know I've seen it time and time again. People just staying in that corner and their 4 years goes by and like, oh man, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
I would say another thing too, and just one more thing with that is I don't know if they still have it in the Navy, but they always talked about a mentorship program. I don't know if you remember that, Johnny, when you were in and talking about mentorship programs,
Yeah.
right? I'm a creative person, being an artist. When I found out about the mentorship program, I always had a chief told me like, yeah, you want to get a mentor that somebody you want to strive to be. So for me, I never wanted to stay in the military because I
Right.
always thought it was crazy, right? So yeah, seriously. So every command I went to, my mentor was a civilian. It was
Mm.
a GS contractor. Because these guys were in a position that we're in now.
Right.
They're out, they're doing their dream, they're collecting VA compensations, they're collecting their whatever pensions, they have their resources, they have their, everything like that. They have their life set up. So every time I would see a civilian that worked on base, I'm like, dang, that's where I want to be. So every command I went to, I had a civilian, um, pretty much like a civilian mentor. So yeah, like even if you're not, if you're in it, this is for people that are coming in too, and for people that are already in. If you're
Yeah.
in a command, civilian counterparts, if you're too scared to talk to a sailor, talk to a civilian. They might help you with certain things. Whether it's, of course they were in most likely, and
Yeah.
they can help situation hour. If you want to get out, that's it.
Yeah. Most of the time, the civilians that are working on base are veterans that have done like, I don't know, I'd say a lot of them have done like their full time and
Yeah.
retired.
Yep.
So they have a lot of knowledge to give you if you end up talking to them. But
Yep.
yeah, man, that pretty much wraps it up. I think that's a good note to end it on. Is there anything you want to add? Where can people find you if people are interested in, you know, joining Dogwood, joining the community? How can people reach out to you?
Yeah, if you are interested in checking out Dogwood, right now we just have a Facebook page. We're actually going to be revamping our Facebook page probably pretty soon. But just go to, I believe it's Tribe Dogwood. Just put in Tribe Dogwood on Facebook, and it's like, of course, like one of those private pages, and you know, just click to join, and then either me or Javante, we will approve you. And then, you know, if it's just something you want to just look at our stuff that's on there too, Johnny posts stuff on there as well too. It's just a whole bunch of inspiring artists and entrepreneurs that have ideas, you know, trying to come together and make the world a better place. I guess that's our thing right now.
Yeah.
You know, and then from there also too, if you get inspired and you want to put some stuff, just put stuff. And then, you know, eventually we're going to move to our own platform, and that's going to be really cool. But also too, I have Instagram. It's Abstract Brother of the Lord. So yeah.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed the video, guys, please drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already for future content. And it's been Johnny 5, and I'll see you guys next time.
Now, you see what I mean? I'll cut our engine and go gliding over them. Otherwise, the noise is liable to start the stampede.